anchor stern to shore. We'll show you how we do it.
Sailing virgins. Yeah.
Hi, I'm James.
I'm Jack.
We're sailing virgins. We're sailing here off St. Vincent and we're about to come into a bay called Cumberland Bay, and it's got a certain type of anchoring that we want to show you.
So in the Mediterranean a lot will anchor and then tie off to rocks on shore. Here in the Caribbean we'll be tying off to a palm tree. And we can break it up into a few different steps. We have the setup, the approach, the drop, the securing, and the final adjustments.
Yeah, so let's go. Let's do the setup. So Janiska here is pulling in the dinghy, and we're actually going to put it on one of the midships or one of the forward cleats. The last thing we want to do is be getting dinghy painter wrapped in our prop. So we've just got to think about that.
Hey man.
So in these parts we get locals who offer to help tie up, which makes things a bit easier, and you know, they get a tip for that. So this guy here is just offering to, probably for tours and to help tie up, that sort of thing.
I'm checking it easy, man. You go to Cumberland there?
Yeah, we're gonna go in and just anchor in there.
You don't put in a line?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, okay, we can give you a help. My name is Carlos.
We know Maurice in there. We'll go and see if he's in there, mate.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you though.
Yeah, man.
Okay, so another thing we're gonna do is get the lines ready. What we need to do is join them all and then flake them. You've seen in a previous episode on lines about how we join lines. We never use bowline on bowline, not on this boat. So I'm going to do a series of sheet bends, and I'll just do one, and then I'll show you what I prepared earlier. Yeah, so this one, same old. I'm just going to do double sheet bend, fat rabbit, go around, plenty of tail. So we're going to do that series of sheet bends, and then we're going to flake them so they run really easily, so that when the boat goes out they'll just run perfectly. Or we could put that jumble into the dinghy, which you'll see later.
Yeah. So now number 2, the approach. We've just come in, I've just done a bit of a swoop around. I've been here before, but it's always worthwhile swooping around and just checking your depth, just so you know just how close to shore you can get. Got a local guy here, he's going to catch our line and tie it off to the palm tree. But now I'm just sort of around in the area where I might be dropping, and I'm just checking for depth. It's really deep here, it's 35 meters, so that's why we have to tie a shoreline here. It's just not, we're just not able to free anchor here, it's just too deep. So we'll get somebody up on the bow and we'll get ready to drop and come back in and pass off our line. Okay, now we're getting ready to drop, and I'm going to tell Jana to go ahead and get it ready, up on the bow, nice and gentle. Still in 20 meters here, so you can start dropping there. We're going to put out as much of our chain as possible. Slowly coming back. It sort of shelves up really quickly here, close to shore. So we really want to get our anchor on the outside of that shell. Yeah, mate. So now as we're falling back, you can see it coming up now. We're at about 14 meters. $12 meters there. Just slowly falling back. Now we have it lucky today, the wind is actually blowing us into the bay. Sometimes it'll be trickier and you'll be getting blown offshore. You have to be sort of staying in reverse to hold yourself in spot. Yeah, hold there. So Jana's just hit 40 meters.
So I'm just going to give the end of the line, it's been pre-flaked, end of the line to our mate.
Yep. Just let us know when that comes tight, Jana. Ready? What's your name, man?
My name is the one and only.
The one and only.
Thanks, brother.
You'll have to get the next one to that.
Yeah, we got 3, mate. All good.
Watch how he's slacking.
So I'm going to feed it out as he's rowing. We've got like 4 of these lines attached, and like you find with morning guys and port guys everywhere, they all have their own techniques and they want to tell you what to do.
So now Jana's let us know that the chain's tight up on the bow and we want to be a bit further back. So Jana, you can go ahead and drop another 10. That'll just bring us back a bit closer. Now we're not going to try to get in too close to the beach, especially because this is going to have a little bit of swell here today, so we don't want to ride up on swell and then crash down onto the bottom. So it's always nice to keep a bit of space. I'm reversing back after Jana's dropped that extra chain.
Checking dead.
So we've still got 2 meters under the keel here, 2.5. Don't want to go in a whole lot closer than this. 2 meters under the keel.
So our mate here, the one and only, has just secured that line, and so I'm pulling in all the slack right now and just waiting to see what Jack wants to do. So he's probably still going to be in reverse because you want to put a bit of tension in the whole system. You happy?
What I can see here, I told Jana to drop another 10 meters. It was perhaps just a little bit too much because we're seeing 1 meter under the keel here. Perhaps we could get some swell. I might just get James to slacken off a bit and we'll motor out and just pick up 5 meters just to be a little bit further offshore. This is always in that final setup. Hey Joseph. Yeah.
Okay. Tell me when you're ready.
All right, Jana, we'll pick up 5 if that's all right. Cool.
You happy?
Yeah. Stop it. So now Jana's picked up 5 meters and we're just going to reverse back on that now. So as I reverse, James is going to be able to take up the slack, and then while we're reversing, Jana's going to be checking if we're dragging. So this is when we know if we have holding or not. How's that? Good? I'll just reverse a bit more.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, your chain is good, your anchor is good. Right, Captain? Set right in the mud.
Nice. All good, Jana? Good? Okay. So Jana's just given us a thumbs up that we're holding. I'm going to leave it in reverse while James locks this line off.
You know where we come from?
Now, something that's a bit of a mistake that some people make, they set the line here and then they try to tighten up the chain using the windlass. It's not the way you want to do it. You want to be reversing back against a tight chain and then just pull in the slack. So now you see when I go to neutral, tight on the shoreline, tight on the anchor, we're set. Beautiful.
Your guess is reading about Cumberland.
School sports day going on up at the cricket field up there. It's absolute mayhem. It sounds, you can hear it so loudly from here. It's so awesome. So Jana's finished off with the anchor by snubbing it, so we're taking all the load off the windlass for the night. And now we're just checking everything. We're checking our depth below the keel. We're pretty happy, even if some swell comes in. Got enough chain out, we're holding well. Got our shoreline, not super duper tight. Sometimes you can set them up really tight if there's other boats around, but we're happy with this. And yeah, it's a pretty nice spot.
Yeah, so key takeaways for this is to have your shoreline ready to go. So it's got to be flaked, it's got to be tied, so that whoever takes it out, it just runs really smoothly. That's key.
You'll lose friends real quickly if you throw a shoreline to them that's completely tangled up. Quite often, yeah, they're 50 to 100 metre shorelines. It's pretty horrible to get it like that.
Yep. And the other thing is, if you don't have a boat, if you don't have a dinghy that's handy or something, and it's a sort of more an advanced method, then you can drop the hook, drop the anchor, come back, and then send a swimmer. There's a bit more risk in that. There's swimmers in the water with a boat going backwards, you know, the obvious risk. It's fine if you know what you're doing, but and it's sometimes it's the only, you know, practical option. But the best way to do it is what we've showed you today.
There's one more thing. If we were in a catamaran, we'd have 2 shorelines. We'd have one shoreline to shore, and we'd have lines coming from both of our hulls back across.
They're actually spring lines on cats, but we can show you that in a future episode.
Yeah.
The one and only Wesley. No more like me.
I like it. I will take a coconut.
Just one?
How many you got? Coconut.
What's your name?
Céline.
Celine?
Yeah.
Like Celine.
The 5 easy.
Alright then.
Coconut?
I have passion fruit also. I have nice fresh tomatoes.
I've never eaten a fresh guava. Oh. Joseph! Yes. Remember us? Yes. See you in a bit. So now we're here and set up. We're going to go check out the sports day that's going on over here, and then after that we're going to pop a couple of bays up and go and see Mama Joy. She's this lovely lady who has a bit of an after school hours care set up, and last time we visited she wanted some kids books. So
yes, there's some students that have given us books, and we've got them inside, and we're just going to hand them to Mama Joy.
She's great. What's new?
Nothing new, same old story.
Same old story.
Yeah.
Looking after the kids.
Yeah.
Love it.
Today's sports day.
Oh, we saw it in Cumberland. We were in
yeah.
Cumberland for lunch.
Yeah.
We saw it.
Yeah, we're in Cumberland.
Man, it was big music.
Big,
Yeah. It was cool. Hello.
Hello. Yeah. Okay.
Here we go.
Here we go. Welcome.
Yeah. So this is
The
where,
wind in the willows, eh?
The Wind and the Willows. Check these
Okay.
books. You remember Sarah?
Yeah.
From America?
Yeah.
She sent these
Oh,
for us.
good.
Yeah. And then there's, what else was there? What's this one? Nice book, say. What's this? Oh, for the little kids.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, go to the cloud.
Yep.
And then
Cinderella.
Cinderella. And Sarah's note is in there.
We have a note.
Yep.
Hi, Mama Joy. Here for children book too. Oh.
So nice meeting you last month when we were visiting Shadow Belair.
With love. Everybody is here with Jim, Jack, Jordan,
Yeah.
Celine.
And then another one, Alice in
Oh,
Wonderland.
good, yeah.
Maybe for the older
I
kids.
remember this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Everybody brings you some books every now and then.
Yeah, sometimes, just
Yeah.
like you. Yeah.
Alright, so we've just called into Chateau Belair and dropped off some kids' books that some of our old students gave to Mammy Joy. She's got the after school hours care in there. Pretty cool.
Yeah, so that wraps up this episode. Really hope you enjoyed it, and if you do, remember to keep subscribing and all that sort of thing.
Hit the little thumbs up.
Yeah, so see you guys next time.
So
virgins. Ooh. Aha.
Sailing
Virgins.
yeah.